The defensive backs and tight ends took the field today at the 2024 NFL Scouting Combine. We're going to go over the top performers as well as those who may have hurt their stock, starting with the tight end position because they were the last guys to actually take the field. They're starting the offense off for the weekend. And Devin Culp out of Washington running a 4.47 seems impressive. And then you look, oh, he's 6'3", 231. So yeah, a little light in the pants. He should have ran fast. He did. Good for him. Let's go ahead and jump to Theo Johnson, who someone we kind of knew had the tools, right? Had the tools, and the production just didn't always follow there at Penn State. But it was nice to see the tools were exactly what we thought they were, as he had ran a 4.57 in the 40. He had a 39.5 inch in the vert, which was second actually among the tight end class. We'll talk about the top performer in a little bit. And then he was also second in the broad with 125 inches. So a good weekend for him, or a good start to his weekend, I suppose. Tanner McLaughlin out of Arizona ran a 4.61. And just to give you all a little context, if you're like in that 4.62 or below, then it's kind of like, oh, these are really good, really fast numbers for tight ends. And that's where McLaughlin found himself at. He also came in at 6'5", 244, mainly known as a receiving tight end. The guy was a former receiver at Southern Utah, so it shouldn't be surprising that he ran a good time here. Jaheim Bell being a bit undersized at 6'2", 241, but he ran well, 4.61. Still, it's like what can an offense do with him? Anything more than just like a tight end two? Maybe dip into the slot, play a little H-back. Like, he's got that versatility to him, but he just can't be an inline tight end through and through. So his role is a little bit more specific, which probably kicks him to day 3. Though the receiving ability on him is really, really is. Jared Wiley, man, very impressive today. Running a 4.62. That was nice. He had 37 inches in the vert. He's got a good frame at 6'6", 249. He's typically playing about 255. So he's got that prototypical tight end frame. I think he is probably going to go in that early day 3 range. Man, if he sneaks in a day 2, it won't shock me. I'm not going to have him there. But if he does go in day 2, it won't shock me. Oh, Tip Ryman. Oh, my goodness. This guy's 6'5", 271. Solid blocking tight end, at least in terms of the build and whatnot. Coming in with huge hands. And then he runs a 4.64. He has made a lot of money since the Shrine. I'm just going to say that. He made good money during the Shrine, and he's only moving upwards. He's only moving on up. Real quick, let's give a shout out to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. When you sign up using promo code Broshmo, they will match that first deposit up to $100 dues. And they currently got a special going on where you could pick faster or slower on combine times. If you're sure that this guy is going to run this time, then put your money where your mouth is and get on Underdog Fantasy. But they don't just do that. They also do all the other sports, whether it's best ball for baseball or pick'ems for the NBA. They even got esports there. But sign up, use promo code Broshmo. And as always, please bet wisely, bet responsibly. And then Cade Stover, he ran a 4.65 in the 40. That was his first run. He decided not to go for a second run because he was like, hey, that time's hella good. I'm probably not going to beat that. So yeah, good for him. He came out, looked fast. A guy that was a former defensive line player. Kind of made that transition early into his Buckeye career and had a pretty much kind of a breakout year this past season. So good to see that, man. He's another guy that'll be fighting for day 2 love there. He also had 34.5 inch in the vert. Fine number, average number. It's good. It's A-okay. But Ben Sinnott, I thought looked really good. Ran a 4.68, so solid enough time, but he had the best vert at 40 inches, the best broad at 126 inches. He's got a great build at 6'4", 250. He can block as well. He was probably one of the better blockers in this class. You love the receiving capabilities. He had 14 forced missed tackles this season. Man, this is tight end 3. Like when it comes to Brock Bowers, then you got Jatavion Sanders. Sinnott is that next guy. I think he is a day 2 prospect for this tight end position. Speaking of JT Sanders here running a 4.69. I know some people might be disappointed by that, but to be fair, man, neither of his runs were that clean. Like he was either stumbling or getting out real high, real early. Again, like 40s aren't the end all be all. This is a cat that's much faster on the field, so I'm not at all worried about that. But I'm just glad he didn't have like just a terrible time. That's really all what it comes down to. As long as your time isn't just god awful, it's not really gonna hurt your stock all that much. And then we had like Reverend Span Ford, bigger tight end. He ran like a bigger tight end, but Alan Holker, man, he was a guy that I was hoping maybe could get into that top 100 mix, but I knew he had to run in the 4.6s. And when his first initial run was 4.81, and I was like, he ain't going to the top 100. He ain't going in the top 100. Though in the drills, he accidentally had 2 balls thrown at him, to which he caught both. That was actually pretty fun, but Holker's going to be a good get somewhere on the 4th, 5th round, but that dream of day 2 is probably over for him. Let's go ahead. Let's move to the safety position. I'm feeling the safety position. And I want to start out looking at the vert, because freaking Tyler Owens, Mr. doesn't believe space is real. Might be a flat earther for all we know. Maybe he's pulling our leg. But golly, man. Dude jumped through the roof there at Lucas Oil. 41-inch vert. And then he topped it off with an even more insane broad jump at 146 inches. That was second best all time to Byron Jones. Absolutely nutty. Unfortunately, he did maybe pull his groin in the 40, so we didn't get a chance to see that, unfortunately. I was like, man, this guy's big, because he's doing this at like, what, 6'2", 216. So I'm very eager. I've watched a good amount of Texas Tech defensive film because of guys like DTD, Malik Dunlap. Yeah, there we go. Malik Dunlap. So I've seen quite a bit of it. And I didn't really notice Owens pop off. And I mean, you go and look at his stats and it's like, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of ball skills or anything. But with this athletic profile, this build, yeah, I'm kind of eager to go and look at his tape now. Like, he looks like he is an alien. He looks like an alien. Evan Williams, I was surprised with the vert. I mean, I knew it was going to be relatively decent. Thought it would probably be like somewhere in the 37 to 38 and a half inches, but 40 and a half inches. Man, Evan Williams coming downhill. Ooh, he comes with a lot of steam, and he comes with bad intentions too. So good for him, man. He's a guy that's still probably like a late day 3, but he's going to bring a lot of special teams, and he's going to be a worthwhile reserve that might even have a higher floor, or higher. Yeah, I would say a higher floor, maybe even higher ceiling than that. Jalen Simpson, he had a 39.5 in the vert. Also ran a 4.45 40, which is good. He's one of the lighter guys here at 6 foot 179. Someone who you can't play him in the box. You can't play him in press if you want to play him on outside. Keep in mind he was formerly an outside receiver that moved to safety. So either you're a team that plays a lot of off coverage if you want to play him on the outside. Oh, Gojo, that excites you, buddy? So either you're a team that wants to play him in off coverage on the outside, or he's just going to be your deep safety. Still kind of see him as this maybe like 5th, 6th, 7th round type of pick. Sione Vaki, man, love him jumping a 39.5 in the vert. Didn't run that well though. I think his best time ended up being 4.62. Relatively average for the linebacker position, and a running back you're kind of hoping for more, but I mean, he gets going really fast, as you can tell by the vert number. Gets going real quick. So I ain't too worried about that when it comes to him. The question is, do you see him as a running back? Do you see him as safety? I kind of like him at safety. But if you like him in a run back, I ain't gonna fault you. Maybe even throw him in the slot a little bit. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're gonna want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet. So send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase and it's a great way to support the channel. Dominique Hampton had a good day. He had a good day, coming in at 6'2", 215 pounds, 33.25-inch wingspan. Love it. Ran a 4.51. Paired that up with a 39-inch vert. Knew that he was going to do well in the explosive drills because that guy comes downhill like nobody's business. Still like him more so as a box safety or a split high guy. But it was nice to see him have a good time. Cole Bishop surprised the heck out of me. This man ran a 4.45 40. And then 39 inches in the vert. Oh, man. Like, honestly, a safety class that is kind of struggling with, okay, who is the top guy? Because Tyler Nubin didn't test out. Like, who is that top guy? I think Cole Bishop at least might push into that, maybe like that top 5 in this safety class. There's some potential there. I'm going to just go ahead and jump to the 40s real quick because I do want to highlight DTD, who ran a 4.4 140. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely nutty. Good for him. I like that. Another guy that has just been having a huge jump up boards after the Shrine Bowl. So I already had him in my day 2 conversation. Good to see him there. Millard Bradford. Haven't watched him. Ran fast. Like to see it. I mean, at 5'11", 191. Yeah, you better run fast. I'm kind of curious. I mean, I know he mainly played deep, but he also played a lot in the slot for TCU. So I'm thinking maybe he might end up being a slot guy. I don't know. I'm going to go back and watch his tape because, I mean, with his explosiveness, I think I would like that in the slot. Though his missed tackle rate is kind of high, 20.3%. Tyke Smith running sub 4.5 was actually pretty big, pretty huge. Could get him in that top 100 if he wasn't there already. Javon Bullard running a 4.47. Love that. He looks so rangy on the field. Like, it feels like he covers a lot of ground real quick, and it's nice to see the numbers reflect that. Kalen Bullock coming in at 188. Kind of like 4.48. It's a fine number, but it's like I start looking at some other safeties that are closer to that 200 that may have run faster, like DTD and Javon Bullard, and I'm like, maybe I'd rather those guys. But I mean, Bullock's a ball hawk. He for sure top 5 safety in this class, most definitely. Real quick, I do want to highlight, unfortunately, a couple of downers on my list. Cameron Kitchens, man, it was a rough day for Cam. It was a rough day. Do you, baby? Do you? Running a 4.65. By no means is it the end all be all, but like that's slow. Like typically you get into the lower percentiles when you're around that 4.66 number. So him being that close, just very discouraging. His broad jump was like among the worst we've seen in years at the combine. It was not a good week for Cam, unfortunately. So how will he fit in this? I don't think you could take him safety one, but I mean, you can't deny the tape, the ball skills. I think this puts him more in that third round variety at this point. It would have been nice to see Jared Hicks honestly run. He didn't run, he only did the vert, but I mean the vert and the broad, which he had pretty solid numbers, 37.5 inches in the vert, 122 inches in the broad. Would have liked to see him run, but kind of is what it is. Get it? Business decisions these guys are making. James Williams did run with the safeties, but he's a linebacker at the next level. Oh, I should highlight who might be maybe potentially a better linebacker prospect is Jalen Carlisle, man, running a 4.5. Heck yeah, and he did that at what, 227? Yeah, he was at 6'3", 227. Got 34.25-inch arms, man. I might be making a switch to him to the linebacker class, man. I really think so. Golly, man. It's a good number. That's a good number. He quick as hell. All right, let's go ahead to the corner position where Nate Wiggins, of course, he ran that 4.2 like he said he would, 4.28. He did pull another guy that pulled his groin on the second run, and he's hoping to. Doesn't seem like anything serious. Unfortunately, Kool-Aid McKinstry, during the medicals, they found out he had a Jones fracture in his foot. So he's planning on running at his pro day. And then he's going to get surgery after. So keep that in mind when you see his pro day numbers, that he's running on a bum foot. But apparently he was playing through that all like for most of the year. So that's very fascinating to me, but a little disheartening, just a little. But good for Wiggins. I wish he wasn't 173. I'm hoping his playing weight's closer to that 180. But it kind of is what it is. I think that's probably going to be what kind of like stops me from having him at corner one when it's all said and done. And honestly, when it's all said and done, I think Quinnion Mitchell's going to be my corner one. Ran a 4.3340. Absolutely blazed. Had 38 inches in the vert, which was the top among, I guess, your top corners, being Nate Wiggins, Terry, and Armstead. So he had the top number there. Did do great at the broad. I don't think I care that much. His vert was nice. His 40 was nice. He looked really good in drills. Good day for him. DeCamarion Richardson, we already knew you were fast. Just kind of confirmed what we already knew. Nehemiah Pritchett, good numbers for him. And he came in, him and DJ James came in with a little more weight on, which you like to see. I think Pritchett was up to the 190 though, opposed to James, who's currently still at 175. But good number there by Pritchett. Jarian Jones, again, kind of solidifying, hey, you're a slot guy I'm going to be taking on day 2. Daquan Hardy, though, I think made some money, man. 4.38, very nice number. The length is a lot better than I thought it would be because he's coming in at 5'9", 179. Now, the wingspan might not be huge, but he's got 30-inch arms. He was a very explosive in the vert, 42.5 inches. Absolutely nutty number. So, like, good on him, man. I think a guy with return capabilities probably puts himself up closer to, like, the mid-day 3 area. And then Max Melton, man, was, I think, one of the biggest beneficiaries of today. Ran a 4.3940. Blazing. Absolutely blazing. But he didn't stop there. He had a 40.5-inch vert. And then 136 inches in the broad. Absolute field day. Move this guy up. Wherever you have him, it might be too low. Because that's what I was looking at my board and I was like, he's in my top 15 corners, but it feels like he should be a heck of a lot higher. And he's going to be. He's going to be. Because to be fair, man, he's had like 3 years of very solid tape. James ran 4.42. That's fine. He's 175 though. Elijah James, man, I'm so happy he came out and performed well. The guy that had a really good. What was it? The Hula Bowl, and then ended up getting to the Senior Bowl and just kind of looked, just kind of like blended in with everyone else there. And I really like his size at 6'2", 185, and I just like a lot of what he put on tape, and just seeing him come in, run a 4.40. He was very explosive, 42.5 inches in the vert, 131 inches in the broad. So that was good. That was huge for me. So talk about, oh man, Dwight McLaughlin. Listen, this has been a journey. This has been a road. So his vert, he opens with just bad vert, bad broad, 32 inches in the vert, just basically showing no explosiveness. So I was terrified to see what this 40 time was going to be. Man, ends up running 4.4740. I was like, oh, okay, he must have been really fast on the back 20. But no, man, he was one of the more explosive guys out of his stance in the 40. And I was like, well, that'd be interesting. But yeah, no, he kind of needed that. He needed this number to kind of come back from less than ideal showing in the explosive drills. Terry Arnold looked pretty darn good today. 4.540. Came in at 6 foot, 189. If you want to talk about this guy as corner one, everyone and their mom's going to. I still think he's unpolished, and I'm gonna be honest. I think I'd take Quinion Mitchell over him. It's kind of where I'm at. But I think with Arnold's size and just the ball skills, he's probably over like a Nate Wiggins for me. But I don't know, man. How we're gonna have all these top 4 to 5 corners set up? It's gonna be very fascinating and very interesting. Yes, it will. Did Ennis Rakestraw run? Yeah, he did. 4.51. Get a 4.51 in the 40. So not the end all be all. That's still a good number. Like honestly, I think the only one guy really kind of feels like he tanked his stock with his number was I haven't watched Isaiah Johnson, so I can't really say nothing about him. But Kalen Keene running a 4.61. You get into that lower percentile area, and it's like this has just been an abysmal draft process, unfortunately, for Kalen Keene. I'd still want to take a stab at him probably in the 4th or 5th round, just because the 2022 tape was that good when it came to him. But I don't think you could touch him on day 2. I really don't. Ryan Watts is an interesting prospect. I don't think I've really talked about on the channel yet, but he's a guy that worked out with the safeties at the Shrine Bowl, and he's just because he's so big, very fascinating build at 6'3", 208. Mainly played corner his whole career, has 34.5-inch arms. And whether he ends up playing safety or if they want to keep him at corner, though, I think he was a better off coverage corner than he was in press. Like, I feel like he never really used his length to its best ability in press, but might end up just being a better safety, honestly, at the NFL level. I don't know. We'll find out with that. But let me know who are some of your top performers in the comment section below. If you want free agent content, I got free agent content right down there. So go ahead, give that sucker a look. But I'll be back again tomorrow with the quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. We're going to have a lot to say about that. That's going to be a long video. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.